In this video, I'm going to expose a mental trick that forces you to be dangerously confident. If you're a guy, one of the best feelings in the world is to be able to walk into any social situation with a complete sense of confidence, to be able to communicate authentically while also not holding anything back. You see, it's extremely simple, but most people don't do this. Over the last 4 years, I've traveled the world and I've helped hundreds of guys when it comes to improving their social situations and also their confidence. And what I've realized is that extremely confident people and even celebrities are doing this one thing without even being aware of it. And after watching this video, you will be able to do the same. I grew up as a quiet and shy kid on a farm in South Africa. I knew that I wanted to get better socially, and I'd seen these people online who had these incredible abilities to just be charismatic, to walk into any type of social situation and not have any social anxiety whatsoever. So after I saw this, I started studying how to be more charismatic, how to be more confident, and how to essentially diminish any form of social anxiety. After I finished studying, I actually flew to London to find these people that I'd been following and studying from online. I started to spend more time with them, and what I realized is that I started to get a lot more confident. I started to get a lot more charismatic, and a lot of my social anxiety had disappeared. I kept on improving until I actually got to a point where I started teaching others to do the same. Years and years after doing this, it actually started to click. I finally realized why so many people had unlimited confidence in social situations without even trying. I started teaching this to my clients and they started experiencing the same thing. Fast forward to today, and whenever I feel any form of social anxiety, I use this mental trick and it immediately diminishes. It also allows me to be the most confident, charismatic, and authentic version that I can be. After watching this video, I know the same thing will happen to you, but I want two things. Number one, I want you to actually watch this video. And number two, after watching the video, I want you to go and implement what you've learned. What I realized when it came to confidence is that when we feel socially anxious, it's a form of performance anxiety. So why do we have performance anxiety? Think about this for a second. When you're with people who you feel comfortable with, you have absolutely zero issue being confident, being charismatic, cracking jokes, and just being your normal self. This happens all the time with clients. They are their usual extroverted selves when they're with their friends. But as soon as they're in an uncomfortable situation, for example, with a load of people that they don't know, maybe they're talking to a pretty girl, or they've just sat down for a job interview, they just shut down. Because as soon as we're in an environment like this, we want a certain outcome. For example, we want the group of people to like us. For example, we want the girl to like us. For example, we want the job. And this leads to performance anxiety. The reason being is because we're performing in a certain way to gain a certain outcome. Performance to achieve a certain outcome. And what happens when there is fear that you will not achieve this outcome? Your brain gets hijacked. You perceive danger. Logical and rational thought go out the window. Stress hormones like cortisol go into the bloodstream. They block your neurons from firing. You can't retrieve information. You go blank. It all just goes out the window. You may think this is dramatic, but it's not black or white. Obviously, it happens to varying degrees. So even if you have slight social anxiety, it's gonna get in the way and block your ability to be your most authentic, most confident, and most charismatic self. When this happens, you don't have the normal access to the funny part of the brain that you normally do when you're with your friends or an environment that you feel comfortable in. You act more timidly. We don't say the thing that we want to say because we're not 100% sure whether the joke is funny and whether people are gonna laugh at it. This is the polar opposite of what being truly confident is. So what is the mental trick to overcome this? I learned this through an interesting experience that shifted the way I approach social situations forever. I just started working with big groups of guys. Can we just appreciate this hairstyle for a minute? I mean, what is going on there?
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
All right.
carry on with the video.
Helping them to be more charismatic, helping them to be more confident. And the thought of running these presentations actually gave me social anxiety. That shy introvert from many, many years ago started to rear his head again. I got to the event and realized that everyone was just as shy as each other, and they weren't really talking to each other. They weren't making conversation. They were keeping to themselves. So obviously, being one of the organizers of the event, I had to make sure everyone was fine. I had to introduce myself to everyone. I had to introduce everyone to everyone else and make sure that everyone knew each other. And after the event, I realized that throughout that whole process that had previously given me social anxiety, I didn't have any social anxiety during the event. And then it clicked. If you have the mindset of taking responsibility for those around you in a social situation, your social anxiety instantly diminishes. So why does this work? Because if you place yourself on the same level or above them on the social hierarchy, you are not trying to gain their approval. And this is exactly what you do if you use the mindset of, I'm going to take responsibility for this person. People who are taking responsibility for other people are normally on their level or above them on the social hierarchy. Because you don't want anything from them, your performance anxiety diminishes. For example, you're not worried if a friend that you've known for years laughs at your jokes or not, because you're not really trying to get him to make you like you. And the second reason is because we place our attention outwards. So we're not thinking, does John like me? Does Sarah like me? Is my joke going to be funny? Rather, what we're thinking, is John having a good night? I'm going to go and ask him how he's doing. I'm going to go and make him feel good. I'm going to go and introduce Sarah to John. I'm going to focus on them. And by doing so, we put the spotlight onto other people and we take the focus away from ourselves. Realize this, social anxiety is performance anxiety, and it's the biggest thing getting in the way of you being truly confident. It is performance anxiety because we are worried that if we don't perform in a certain way, we will not gain the approval of the people in the situation. Take the role of responsibility for the people that you interact with, and your social anxiety will diminish massively. But it doesn't stop there. None of this will actually matter if you don't understand this next point. True confidence comes from developing oneself. Finance, fitness, fashion, and your social skills. Your confidence will improve if you focus on every single one of those aspects. And that's what this channel is about. I hope you've enjoyed the video. At the end of every single month, I'm gonna be doing a free giveaway. So what is the giveaway? It's $100. How do you apply for this, or how can you get chosen for this? What you need to do is you need to subscribe to the channel, and you also need to get 2 friends to subscribe. Send me an email, journeyofliz@gmail.com, showing me a screenshot of the fact that they've actually subscribed, and it will put you into the bucket to potentially win that $100. If you want to book a call as well, click on the link below, Calendly link, go in there, find a time that works, and we can speak about anything that I've spoken about that you've seen on the channel or in this video. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. If not, I will see you in the next video. And as always, peace.